Many people over 60 believe that if their blood pressure looks normal during the day, then there is probably nothing to worry about at night. But the truth is, for many older adults, the most dangerous blood pressure spikes do not happen while they are walking, cooking, or sitting in front of the TV. They happen while they are asleep. More than half of adults over 65 have high blood pressure at night and have no idea it is happening. No headaches, no dizziness, no obvious warning signs, and in these people, the risk of stroke or a major heart event can be 3 to 5 times higher. The scary part is that many people do not find out until something has already happened. They go to bed like they always do, but around 2 or 3 in the morning, their blood pressure starts to rise. Their heart beats harder, their blood vessels are under more pressure, their body becomes more stressed, and all of it happens in silence. You can be sleeping peacefully while your heart is working harder than at any other time of the day. That is why so many people wake up feeling more pressure in their head, heavier legs, more fatigue, but assume they just did not sleep well. But sometimes the problem is not your sleep. It is what is happening to your blood pressure while you sleep. The good news is that there is one simple, easy-to-find drink that has been studied quite a bit and may help relax your blood vessels, calm your body, and support healthier blood pressure throughout the night. More importantly, the time you drink it can make a very big difference. Today, I am going to share the best bedtime drink to help lower blood pressure, the right way to use it for real results, who needs to be careful, and which seemingly harmless drinks may actually cause your blood pressure to spike at 3 a.m., even though millions of people still drink them every night. The first thing you need to understand is that nighttime blood pressure does not behave the same way as daytime blood pressure. In a healthy body, blood pressure naturally drops by about 10 to 20% while you sleep. That is completely normal. In fact, it is a very important part of how your body repairs and restores itself after a long day. When your blood pressure drops, your heart gets more rest, your blood vessels are under less strain. Your kidneys have more time to filter waste efficiently. Your brain also receives steadier blood flow during deep sleep. In other words, nighttime is when your cardiovascular system finally gets a chance to breathe. But after age 60, that begins to change. Your blood vessels become stiffer. Your arteries lose some of their natural flexibility. The nerve signals that help regulate blood pressure at night are no longer as stable as they once were. And what happens then? For many older adults, blood pressure no longer drops during sleep. In some people, it actually rises higher at night than it does during the day. That is what concerns doctors the most, because you do not feel it happening. You do not wake up at 2 a.m. thinking, "My blood pressure is rising." You just wake up the next morning feeling a little more tired than usual. Maybe your head feels heavy. Maybe your vision is a little blurry. Maybe your legs feel numb or heavier. Maybe you feel like you did not sleep deeply. And then you ignore it. You think you are just getting older and sleeping worse. You think it is the weather, or that you ate dinner too late, or that you have been stressed. But sometimes what is really happening is that your blood vessels have been under pressure for hours during the night. There is a term doctors use for people whose blood pressure does not drop during sleep. They are called non-dippers. This is not rare. More than half of adults over 65 fall into this category. And what is concerning is that non-dippers have a much higher risk of stroke, heart attack, and kidney damage, even when their daytime blood pressure looks completely normal. That is why some people go to the doctor, get a great blood pressure reading in the morning, and are told that everything looks fine. But a few months later, they begin to notice memory problems, dizziness, ongoing fatigue, or even a serious heart event without understanding why. Because the most dangerous part did not happen in the doctor's office. It happened in the bedroom, for hours at a time, silently, without noise, without clear warning signs. And that is exactly why a few small bedtime habits, especially what you drink in the evening, can make a much bigger difference than most people realize. If there is one drink that stands out the most for adults over 60 who want to support healthier blood pressure at night, it is hibiscus tea. At first, it may seem like just another herbal tea. It is not as famous as green tea, not as common as chamomile tea, and it is definitely not the first thing most people think of when they think about blood pressure. But over the years, hibiscus has been studied quite a bit because of its effects on the heart and blood vessels. What makes hibiscus special are the compounds that give it its deep red color. Those compounds are called anthocyanins. These are the same antioxidants found in blueberries, pomegranates, purple grapes, and red cabbage. Anthocyanins help protect the walls of your blood vessels from inflammation and oxidative stress. When your blood vessels are healthier, they tend to stay softer, relax more easily, and handle blood flow with less pressure. And that is exactly what many older adults are missing. After age 60, blood vessels tend to become stiffer, less flexible, and more sensitive to stress, salt, poor sleep, or emotional strain. Just one salty dinner, one evening with alcohol, or one restless night can make blood pressure rise much more than usual. Hibiscus is not a medication. It does not lower your blood pressure overnight, but for many people, it helps the body calm down in a very natural way. Blood vessels relax more. The heart feels less strained, the body holds on to less fluid, and blood pressure tends to stay more stable during sleep. What is interesting is that hibiscus works in a way that is somewhat similar to some common blood pressure medications. It may help mildly block ACE, an enzyme involved in tightening blood vessels and raising blood pressure. That is why many studies have shown that people with mild to moderate high blood pressure may lower their systolic blood pressure by about 7 to 14 millimeters of mercury when they drink hibiscus regularly for several weeks. That is not a small change. For many older adults, lowering blood pressure by just a few points can significantly reduce the risk of stroke, heart attack, or that heavy feeling in the head in the morning. But the most important part is not just the tea itself, it is when you drink it. Many people drink hibiscus in the morning or in the middle of the day. There is nothing wrong with that. But if your goal is to support healthier blood pressure at night, the best time is usually about 1 to 2 hours before bed. That is when the body begins to shift into rest mode. Stress hormones start to fall. Your heart rate slows down. And if you give your body something that helps your blood vessels relax at exactly that time, the effect is often much more noticeable. Some people say that after a few days of drinking it regularly, they sleep more deeply, wake up less often during the night, and feel lighter in the head when they wake up in the morning. Some notice that their legs feel less heavy. Some feel less heart pounding when they lie down to sleep. That is not magic. It is what happens when your body finally gets a real chance to rest at night. And sometimes the thing that makes the difference is not a stronger medication. It is a smaller habit at a better time, one that fits the needs of your body after 60. But there is one problem that many people run into. They drink hibiscus for weeks and then say it does not do anything. When I ask a few more questions, I usually find that they are not drinking the wrong tea. They are drinking it the wrong way. And with hibiscus, the way you prepare it makes a very big difference. Most people use one small tea bag, dip it in hot water for a few minutes until it changes color, and then drink it. The problem is that a light red color does not mean you are getting enough of the compounds your body needs. The beneficial compounds in hibiscus need time to release into the water. If you steep it too quickly, make it too weak, or use too little dried hibiscus, your tea may end up tasting slightly sour without actually doing much to support your blood pressure. A more effective way is to use about 10 grams of dried hibiscus flowers, not a pre-made tea bag, not a blend loaded with sugar or flavorings. Just pure dried hibiscus flowers. Use water that is about 195 degrees Fahrenheit. You do not need boiling water because too much heat may damage some of the more delicate compounds. Then let it steep for about 10 to 15 minutes, not 2 minutes, not 5 minutes. At least 10 minutes so the active compounds have time to fully release into the water. When prepared correctly, the tea should have a deep red color, almost like red wine or dark pomegranate juice. If your tea is only light pink, there is a good chance you are not getting enough anthocyanins and other important antioxidants. You can drink 1 cup in the evening, about 1 to 2 hours before bed. That is usually the best time because your body is beginning to slow down. Your heart rate gets lower. Your breathing becomes deeper. Your nervous system also begins to move into a more relaxed state. A cup of hibiscus at the right time can feel like a gentle signal to your body that it is time to rest. There is one more thing that is very important. Do not add too much sugar. Many people find hibiscus a little too tart, so they add a lot of honey, brown sugar, or syrup. That can raise your blood sugar before bed, make you more likely to wake up during the night, and in some people, even make blood pressure swing more. If needed, just add a very small amount of honey or a few slices of apple or cinnamon to make it easier to drink. You can also drink it cold if you prefer, but for older adults, drinking it warm in the evening usually helps the body relax more. And remember this: hibiscus is not something you drink once and expect a miracle the next morning. The benefit usually comes from consistency. 1 cup every evening. 1 small habit. Repeated over many days. That is how most positive changes happen in the body after 60. But there is one thing many people do not realize. Sometimes the problem is not that you are missing the right healthy tea. It is that every evening you are still drinking something that makes your blood pressure go even higher. There are drinks that seem completely harmless. Some people even think they are healthy, but they may cause your blood pressure to spike the most at 2 or 3 in the morning. One of them is tea that contains licorice root. Licorice root is often found in herbal teas meant to help you relax or sleep better. It has a mild sweetness and is very easy to drink. But licorice root can make the body hold on to more salt and water, and in some people, especially older adults, it can raise blood pressure. Sometimes that relaxing cup of tea before bed is the exact reason you wake up with a heavy head and a puffy face the next morning. Alcohol is another common problem. Many people think that a small drink before bed helps them sleep better. That may be true for the first hour or two, but after that, the body often reacts in the opposite way. Your heart rate goes up. Your blood pressure goes up. You are more likely to wake up during the night, and by early morning, your body often feels more tired instead of more rested. Grapefruit juice is another thing to be careful with, especially if you take blood pressure medication. Grapefruit can change the way your body processes certain medications, causing them to stay in your system longer or work more strongly than normal. That may sound helpful, but in reality, it can make blood pressure swings harder to control during the night. And finally, there are drinks that are simply too sweet before bed. Hot chocolate, bubble tea, sweetened milk, or bottled fruit juice can all raise blood sugar very quickly. When blood sugar rises and then crashes during the night, the body releases stress hormones, and stress hormones usually come with higher blood pressure. That is why sometimes the best thing you can do for your nighttime blood pressure is not adding something new. It is taking away a few old habits that may be quietly making your body more tired every night. However, hibiscus is not right for everyone, and this is very important. Just because something is natural does not mean it is always safe in every situation. If you take blood pressure medication every day, especially more than 1 medication at a time, you should talk to your doctor before drinking hibiscus regularly. The reason is that hibiscus may lower blood pressure even more. For some people, that is a good thing, but for others, especially people who already have slightly low blood pressure or feel dizzy when they stand up, blood pressure may drop too much. You may feel lightheaded, weak, unsteady on your feet, or more tired in the morning. People who take diuretics should also be careful. Hibiscus has a mild natural diuretic effect, which means it may cause the body to lose more water. If you combine it with diuretics, you may be more likely to have dry mouth, muscle cramps, fatigue, or more trips to the bathroom during the night. That can affect your sleep and may also throw off your electrolyte balance. People with severe kidney disease or a history of kidney stones should also be more cautious, because any change involving fluids, minerals, or blood pressure can affect the kidneys more than you might think. If you take heart medication, diabetes medication, or several different medications every day, it is best not to add hibiscus as a new habit without first asking your doctor or pharmacist. One short question today may save you from a lot of trouble later. And remember this: a good tea is only truly good when it is right for your body, not someone else's body, not what you read online, but your own health condition, the medications you take, and the way your body responds after age 60. Besides the drink you choose before bed, there are a few other small habits that can make a big difference in keeping your blood pressure more stable during the night. The first is trying to eat dinner earlier. Many people eat dinner at 8 or 9 p.m. and then go to bed just an hour or two later. When your body is still working to digest a large meal, your heart has to work harder, your heart rate stays higher, and your blood pressure is more likely to rise during sleep. If possible, try to finish dinner about 3 hours before bedtime. The second habit is taking a light walk after dinner. You do not need to walk fast. You do not need a hard workout. Just a slow 10 to 15-minute walk after eating can help your body digest better, lower stress, and support healthier blood pressure. It is one of the simplest habits, but also one of the most overlooked. The third habit is giving your mind a real chance to rest before bed. Many people spend the last hour of the day watching stressful news, arguing, or scrolling endlessly on their phone. But the brain does not clearly separate a scary story on TV from a real threat. When you feel stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, and those two hormones can raise your blood pressure very quickly. A quieter room, softer lighting, a gentle book, or a few minutes of deep breathing before bed may help your heart much more than you realize. And finally, if you take blood pressure medication, take it exactly as your doctor tells you. Do not skip it. Do not forget a dose. Do not change the time just because you feel better today. Because after age 60, consistency is often much more important than trying to do too many things at once. Sometimes nighttime blood pressure does not rise because your heart is getting weaker. It rises because your body has never truly had the chance to rest the right way before sleep. After age 60, what matters is not just your blood pressure during the day. What matters even more is what is happening inside your body while you sleep. Because many serious problems do not begin while you are working, walking, or cooking. They begin when everything seems the quietest, at 2 or 3 in the morning, while you are asleep, while you do not feel anything at all. That is why one small bedtime habit can make a bigger difference than you think. One properly made cup of hibiscus tea, less sugar, less alcohol, an earlier dinner, a short walk, turning off the things that keep your mind stressed before bed. All of those things may seem small, but after age 60, the body usually does not need huge changes. It needs small changes at the right time, done consistently. For the next 7 days, try one simple thing. Replace your usual evening drink with one warm cup of hibiscus tea about 1 to 2 hours before bed. At the same time, avoid alcohol, licorice tea, or sugary drinks after 7 p.m. Then pay attention to what happens. Do you sleep more deeply? Do you wake up feeling lighter in the head? Do your legs feel less heavy in the morning? If you try it, come back after 1 week and share in the comments what changed. Your experience may be the thing that helps someone else recognize their own problems sooner. And if you found this video helpful today, please hit the like button so more older adults have a chance to see it too. Do not forget to subscribe if you want to keep learning simple, practical, and safe ways to take care of your blood pressure, your heart, and your sleep after 60. Because sometimes the thing that helps you feel better is not a big change. It is one small habit you begin tonight.